league members, and Jake. It is here. The playoffs. No more regular season games. Nada. It's been a great year for most teams. For the teams that did not make the playoffs, I'm sending my condolences to the Siebert, Walkup, Bealey, and Frazier residents. For the 6 teams that have made the playoffs, congratulations, except for CTG. Well, when you're thinking about the commissioner board and me making a bracket to kind of highlight the playoffs, to kick it off with a good start, you might think, how can he fit a bracket on that tiny little board? Well, don't worry. Don't worry. I fixed that problem. So without further ado, I present to you. Stay on. Jesus Christ. The playoff bracket. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? So as we look at the playoff bracket, might need to actually zoom in. Wow. So as we look in, might have to bring you further in. We have our title, The Push for the Buff. And we have, starting off with the board, the quarterfinals, then you got your semifinals, then the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then you got your final. So, I thought about adding the lights, and thought about adding a little festiveness. You got your lights, and then you got Santa's little helper, Gus Johnson. I'll take that off now. Don't worry about it. So, I know you're surprised. How can you find a board this big? I found it randomly. I just found it randomly in my house, so I know you guys are all excited. Now the commissioner board has 3 times the whiteboard space, so I can write whatever I want, whenever I want. So as we look at the playoffs, we have 2 quarterfinals games. Jake Sullivan versus Robbie Risman, a rematch of last week, Week 13 rematch. And it sounds like on Xbox Live that Jake Sullivan's actually going to start trying now. So thank you, Jake, for actually trying now. Then we have our next matchup, Team Tano versus CTG. Unanimous, you might say. A unanimous decision on who might win Team Tano. Think again. CTG has been on a roll lately, but Dez Bryant has actually asserted himself as a top 5 wide receiver. So, just kind of a toss-up between the 2 teams. Who will win? Who will lose? Then you have the semifinals, where you have your Week 1 buys. Congratulations, Big Al's Water Kickers. And congratulations, me, with a number 1 seed. So as we look at the semifinals, you might think, well, it's a toss-up, It's a toss-up between Big Al's and who's playing, who's going to win Team Tan, who's going to, between CTG, who's going to beat Big Al's in the semifinals. But then you think, well, what's going to happen at the end, so why do you read the story when you know how the story is going to end? So I felt like filling it in for you. Get your popcorn ready, winning the quarterfinals with that first round bye with the number 1 seed. Then get your popcorn ready, beating the winner of Collins' Team Sucks and Detective Famous, which is obviously going to happen. Then you have the winner of the semifinals going on to the finals. Who will play? Who will play? Get your popcorn ready. That is the question. Who will lose to get your popcorn ready? That is the question. So, as we look at the playoffs, you see some names that are not there. Chalupa Batman, for once. You got Touch Me and I'll Sue. You have MVT, Most Valuable Team. I think not after all those trades you gave to me. Thank you. And then you have... Who else? Team Claybaugh, which was one of the quietest owners this year. Literally one of the quietest owners. Did not make any league messages, didn't do any league votes. Just drafted, just played, just didn't make the playoffs. That's what you deserve. So, as I look at the Yahoo losers bracket, I don't think they actually have a losers bracket, so I think we'll have to make a computerized system, make a computerized bracket of our own. So we'll decide who gets the Lakers kid and who gets the Lakers kid's punishment, and the humiliation for an entire year before next year's draft. So, without further ado, I'd like to send you a nice little happy holidays coming forward, and salute.